Welcome, everybody. John Zager. How are you? What time is it anyway here? 10:27 on the eastern slope of Colorado. Bright and sunny, clear skies, no clouds, temperature 71. And supposed to get up to 85 today. We're climbing back up. So for the next week or 10 days, it seems to say we're headed back up into the mid-90s. So here we are again. But that's okay. We will endure it. It's summertime. We're in Colorado, and things have changed. You know, we don't get the moisture that we used to years ago. We used to get moisture every afternoon. Not anymore. I would guess that's an environmental thing that man has done. Not real sure. So, I'm in my truck. I got all my errands done. Yay. I had a good time getting my errands done. I listened to a couple good YouTube presentations and actually TED Talks. And one guy was exceptional. He's an Olympic diver. I don't know what he won. I'm not quite sure about that. I think he won like a bronze or something in that Olympics after Sydney, the one that came up after Sydney. But he was also in Sydney as well. Very inspirational. So this podcast is an important one. It's a turning point for me. It's me getting a little more clarity over what I do and what I know how to do. I mean, I obviously know how to talk. I probably talk way too much, huh? But this is about psychological stress. And you'll understand where I'm going if you just hang with me to the end. It'll all make sense. Sometimes I have to take the long road to get there, but it does eventually make sense. And I'm happy about it. My gosh, am I happy about it. So let's just do regular stuff about stress, psychological stress. The majority of people, and again, I'm talking about in the Western world, Western civilization. I don't know that much about Eastern cultures. I mean, I traveled over there a lot. I spent lots of years over in Asia. You know, traveling, doing business and whatnot. And for pleasure as well, actually, come to think of it. But I'm talking about the Western society. 70% of people in their daily lives live their lives under stress. Real simple, huh? Real simple. So 70%, 7 out of 10 people next to you right now are in stress, psychological stress. There's all kinds of stress, right? I mean, you know, there's the obvious environmental stresses that we're all under. And our health is deteriorating because of that. And the world, you know, weather is suffering because of environmental stress. You know, our weather has changed. That affects people. That affects people's moods. We have economic stress. You know, world economic stress. We have Western economic stress. We have personal finance, economic stress, job-related economic stress. We're not making as much money as we want. We got too many bills. We run a business that's overextended financially for all kinds of reasons, from things just going up in value that shouldn't. The cost of living in the Western world is extravagant, you guys. It's extravagant. And that creates psychological stress. I'm adjusting these earbuds. I hope they don't make a lot of noise when I do that. We have emotional stress from relationships. Let's say we're married. Well, guess what? That just doesn't always go well every single day of your life. We have emotional stress from our kids. Sometimes they climb the wall. We need to have them not do that as often. We have emotional stress from relationships, just out there, co-workers, neighbors, people that we participate in events with. Things are not always going well emotionally with the people we interact with. That causes stress. We have physical stress. Boom, you're driving down the road, you get in an accident. Somebody bumps into you. You hit what do they call those things? A chuck hole? When you get the holes in the pavement. Anyway, you hit one of those potholes. I think they call them potholes. You hit one of those and your tire blows, or your rim goes out of round. Physical stress. You do something that creates a physical injury to your body, to your family's physical body. All kinds of physical stresses. That's another whole podcast, my view on that. I believe we anticipate and prepare and create those. But again, we're not having a podcast about that. So we have physical stresses in our life, right? We have chemical stresses in our life. Guess what? All the food you eat is saturated with foreign poisonous chemicals. No, I'm not a chemist. But if you do the research on disease, one of the things it talks about is all the chemicals in the foods. You don't buy food from the frozen food section, from the canned food section. You don't buy food from, the beef, and the pork and the chicken and all that. It's full of toxins. That's chemicals. We have a lot of stress from that, because that creates the physical stress, which is the disease from eating that crap. We're supposed to be eating all natural food. Fruits and vegetables, you guys, fruits and vegetables. If you don't have a diet, if you don't know what to fix, Google it. They will be more than happy to tell you what kind of recipes to make. Therefore, what kinds of things to be buying in the grocery store. So 70% of us have stress in our life from all kinds of various means. I'm going to turn in here. Hang on a second, everybody. Everybody wants to go faster than I go, I guess. But I'm just going to turn around here and get in the shade and then keep going. So stress, psychological stress. Now, here's I got kind of excited there, didn't I? Here's my excitement for today. I have been working in clinical psychology for since 1969. I believe it was October of 1969, right? And I've been dealing with psychology, not medicine. Now, I've gotten lots of clients, that had physical things wrong with them, and their MD doctors, sent them on to me for see what I could do with them from an emotional standpoint. But what I understand is emotions, mental health. I guess I'm an expert at it, having treated people for, I always say 43 plus years, but I don't know, count them however you want. And where these podcasts and blogs have been going for me from when I first was introduced to Dr. Joe Dispenza, because he focuses on the physical. I don't want to say curing, but I guess that's what happens. Curing physical stuff, cancers, diabetes, cardiovascular, just on and on and on and on. This guy is a miracle worker. Does he do it? No. He teaches and educates people how to do it. But that's where I took off from. I wanted to learn everything that he knew, right? And I did. I mean, I buried myself in that concept. But it's all about physical stuff. I'm not a medical doctor. He's not a medical doctor. He's a chiropractor, but he has a lot of medical training and education that I don't have. What he doesn't have is what I have. He doesn't have the psychological background at all. Nothing wrong. He's just trained in physical illness, whereas I'm trained in emotional illness. So my excitement this morning is more in that I need to take this program of his, and incorporate it with what I've been doing for 43 plus years. That has been working very, very well. And mix the two of those. But again, center my work on the emotional aspects of sickness and illness with people. Disease, mental health, problems, emotions, that's a disease. Name any number of mental health disorders. Those are diseases. They're not, quote unquote, a cancer, but they're a disease. A lot of them end up killing people. So anyway, that's the direction that I need to go. I need to mix, and I said this, I don't know, a half year ago, what I've been doing for 43 years has worked. I've always used a little different terms and techniques, and some things are older in the sense that they're not current trends and language. But I need to mix what I've been doing in treating people with Dr. Joe's current trend and treatment. And the two of them blend together perfectly. They blend together perfectly. So I got so excited today that I stopped and I have a large, I guess, fountain drink. I think this one's Pepsi. I rarely do that, but boy, today was the day I was going to do it. So anyway, psychological stress is the direction that I want to go currently. Okay? So when I'm giving my podcasts and doing my blogs and all of that kind of stuff, I'm going to start being a little more heavy on the psychological aspect of the whole thing. And what works and what doesn't work. And what works with this program and what doesn't work. You know, we've looked at case studies as you've been listening to me for, I don't know, a year or two, to where it's the belief system that has gotten people cured, recovered from their physical or emotional diseases. I mean, just go down to basics. Basic. If your emotional state is not balanced, you're going to attract physical disease as well. If your emotional state is not balanced, you're going to attract physical disease. It's just that simple. Depression and anxiety. We have 70% of people in the Western world that suffer from stress. And that creates all kinds of disease. So, I guess what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing probably some more podcasts and a little more often and a little shorter. I'm going to try to keep them all down. I don't know. I've been averaging 30, 35 minutes, but I think for the most part, I'm going to reduce them down. I'm going to reduce them down to 15 minutes, maybe 18 minutes or something like that, kind of like a TED Talk. And just work on very specific things around psychological stress. So here's one example of what I've been hounding everybody about for the past, I don't know, couple months, maybe 3. Nobody wants to get help. Everybody thinks they're fine. Everybody thinks they want to live with their disease. They can handle it. Medicine will take care of it. I'm really not interested in doing your program. I'm fine. You know, I'm dying right now. I'm having all of these side effects. Medicine is not working. Medical treatment is not working. You know, they want to do surgery. They want to do invasive procedures to me. But you know what? I'm fine. I kind of like being addicted to the physical feelings that I have of pain and discomfort and disease. And I get a lot of secondary gains from people as they know me as a sick and pathetic person. And you are pathetic if you want to stay in that state. Okay? So all of that I just said is mental health issues. You are not well. You are not well. That is not okay to be addicted to your disease. It is not well. It is not good. You're attracting more disease. You are lowering your immune system. That is a psychological problem. That is a psychological disease. I've gone on with that for quite some time now. And I've always taken the approach of, you know, it's a physical thing we're talking about. You know, you happen to have these thoughts and feelings. But, you know, until you get past that emotional disease that you have, how are you going to start treating your physical disease. They're both killing you. They're both killing you. So I'm going in the direction of your emotional issues. Obviously, if we have 70% of people that are dealing with stress every day, we know that they're dealing with depression. We know that they're dealing with anxiety. And guess what? What they're doing is not working. If the statistics continue to stay that high. So anyway, I'm going to do another podcast later today and get a little bit more specific. But I wanted to just jump on this morning and just let you know that I'm going to make a little bit of a switch. There are things, very specific things, that can eliminate the emotional disease, the psychological stress, and that's what we're going to be talking about. I'm going to be very, very specific. And, I don't know. I hope that attracts some more people to come and listen. That's my hope anyway. And I'm looking forward to doing it. So it's a beautiful day here in Colorado, you guys. I mean, it's just a typical, beautiful Colorado day. I'm not great on this 96 degrees and high humidity, but, part of that's Colorado right now, and that's what seems to be going on. I'm happy to be where I'm at. And when it's time for me to be someplace else, then I'll go and do that. So I'm looking forward to talking more with all of you. Again, you guys, call me up. Call me up, text me, send me an email, do whatever. Talk. Don't just stay out there. And I'll look forward to visiting with you. So God bless everybody. Take care of one another, and I look forward to talking to you all again real soon. Thanks. See you. Bye.